and staying safe in this pandemic. On behalf of the Faculty of Business and Management and AIMST Business Club, a warm welcome to all the participants, and thank you for joining our online talk today. I would like to welcome our two beautiful speakers for this afternoon, Ms. Jaslene Hum and Ms. Jie Ying. Allow me to share a brief introduction about our speakers. Our first speaker, Ms. Jaslene Hum, is a certified hypnotherapist by the International Association of Counselors and Therapists and an NLP practitioner too. She has been practicing for 3 years. She is specialized in the treatment of insomnia, overcome unwanted habits, and dealing with negative emotions. She believes that a non-judgmental and a safe environment is necessary for all to maximize their success. She holds a Bachelor of Applied Biology honors and currently pursuing her master's degree in counseling at USM. Our second speaker for this afternoon is Ms. Jie Ying. She is a full-time master student and also a trainee counselor at USM. She holds a Bachelor of Science honors degree in Dietetics with Nutrition, a certified dietitian, and currently pursuing her master's degree in counseling in USM. Once again, thank you to both our speakers for accepting our invitation to join this talk this afternoon to share some insights with us. Warm welcome to our talk on wellness and mental health in online learning. Now, I would like to introduce my friend Lam Sin Yi, who will be joining me to moderate the session. Hi, Sin Yi, over to you now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cindy Lam, currently studying business and marketing in year 1. As we are aware that this pandemic has shifted education to online learning, and adapting to the new norm is definitely a challenge for all of us. As such, I would like to welcome Ms. Jaslene Hum to share some information about experience on online distance learning versus face-to-face learning.
Thank you so much, Singing. And also thank you, Dr. Kalai, and also Monisha for having us today. I am delighted and honored to be invited this evening. So good evening, everyone, and all the members from AIMST Business Club. Have you all imagined if your tertiary education will be conducted via online? Or you prefer to step into the school, breathe the fresh air, mingle with your friends, and join various activity? And the best thing is, we can have supper together. But now, we spend most of the time in front of the computer. Computer is one of my entertainment tools. However, its functions have been shifted due to MCO. Now, there are 3 major functions which are attend online class, doing assignment, last but not least is video recording. Have you all felt the same? If yes, you can type 1 in the chat box. If not, maybe I can hear your yes behind the screen. I have different experience in my master's degree compared to my bachelor degree. I think due to the pandemic, all of us are forced to change our learning mode to online distance learning. I believe that most of us are shy and choose to stay in the dark just like you all today. All the camera is turned off. Basically, only the lecture video is turned on with her share screen and her lovely voice. Behind the scene, there might be different kind of the scenario happening, such as eating, playing games, or rushing for assignment. Maybe some of you is doing it now, I don't know. There are some funny things happen when we ask to form the group online. It's different with the face-to-face class, which we can look into someone's eyes to know that he or she is my Mr. Right or Miss Right to be my group mate. But in online learning, we barely had to do so. Hence, one funny thing happened. One of my classmates, she didn't realize there is a male member in the group until the day they are doing the presentation. It sounds ridiculous, right? But that's true. This is because most of the discussion we have been conveyed via WhatsApp text only. To be honest, I feel isolated and also disconnected when doing the group assignment. We could only discuss via the electronic devices like we are facing the screen right now. It's different feeling compared to face-to-face discussion. There are more engagement when discussed face-to-face, and we are able to get immediate response from our members. And the group dynamic is there.
Jaslene, maybe you need to unmute. All right.
Oh, okay. Next, the conveniency is one of the advantages for the online classes. We do not need to wake up in the early morning to pass through the traffic congestion, or in layman term, we call it as peanut butter jam. Travel to your school. Even when we have the back-to-back classes, physically, we no need to rush from a classroom to another classroom because we are just a click away. Hence, we are much more casual because we can wearing the pajamas during the online class. But we feel like lack of something because we are not really mentally prepared for the online classes. We are staying in a very comfortable environment. We tend to lose focus easily as there are more distractions available compared to offline learning. Therefore, we need to put more effort to this and eliminate the distraction in order to focus the online classes. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Ms. Jaslene. As Ms. Jaslene said, I also miss going to the campus and meet my friends face to face. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Jie Ying to share her take on the experience on online distance learning versus face-to-face learning.
Okay, thank you, Monisha. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. I'm not sure whether you are seeing me on the screen or playing your phone, but okay, let me start my sharing. So basically, in my opinion, when we talking about face-to-face and online distance learning, the first thing that come into my mind is friend. So this is the main difference of the face-to-face and online distance learning for me. So for face-to-face, we can have different activities like with our friends. So we study, we eat, we chit-chat, or even have even able to hang out freely with them, like go to the shopping mall, go to the jungle trekking or anything. So however, when everything changed to the online, your best friend will be the screens. So it's a laptop screen or your computer screen or your handphone screen. It sounds funny, your best friend is your screen, but it's true. Everything during the online session is so abstract. So until one moment, I am able to feel the warmth between the people. The distance between the people has getting further than before. So because I'm also the student, so I can feel that there's a lack of social interaction as well as the communication. And these are the main challenges in this day. So yes, this can actually link back to the situation that Jaslene have shared just now, which people may not really understand their classmate well when having online distance learning. So during that time, conflict will be happen. Like this classmate don't want to, this groupmate don't want to do the assignment, that groupmate want to procrastinate, later say that I didn't receive a message and so on. There are a lot of excuses and conflict happening during the online distance learning. So, and in some ways, students will feel that I'm lonely or lost because the expectation to the university life has been ruined because of the online distance learning. And then because what we imagine is, yes, university life is fun. I can go to the class with my friends. I can talk nonsense with my best friend. I can conduct the class trip, go shopping, and so on. But right now, I'm talking to a screen to share my experience with all of you. It's a very different one. I cannot really have a very close interaction with all of you. I'm like just talking to the screen. So I think this is the experience for me for the both face-to-face and also the online distance learning. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Jie Ying. Now I would like to welcome Ms. Jaslene Hum to share about time management in online learning. which is definitely the biggest challenge I believe among our students. Ms. Jaslene Hum.
Thank you. I think there are many students are struggling with managing their time well. Even students have a lot of commitment too. This includes me and Jie Ying. Sometimes the poor time management may result in procrastination and make us feel bad. According to the research psychology professor at Chicago, he has suggested that procrastination rate among the college students may be as high as 70%. We tend to put things off or procrastinate just to avoid those negative feelings. It's uncomfortable to stare down a big task or the project that's full of uncertainty. So end up, we turn on our tutor or the YouTube instead to boost our mood. I think it's quite common for most of us. As we know, different time management strategy work for different type of people. I would like to share with you some tips on my time management and hope the following tips can be helpful. I understand the pain of creating a lot of to-do lists as it simply creates more stress when we are not able to complete it, especially the list is very long. It may look very long and demotivate us as well. How about we do it in this way? Imagine this. You go for a restaurant, you order for a chicken chop. When the food is served, how would you eat it? I think most of us will cut into a smaller pieces first before we eat it. Or any one of you can eat the whole chicken chop with just a one bite. You can comment in the chat box because I would like to learn from you. If you are feeling a lot of dread about one task in particular on your to-do list, start with something else, preferably the task you feel like doing. The momentum you gain will help you to start all the tasks together, even if it's a tougher one. What I tried to say was, we can break the larger tasks into smaller ones and tackle one part at a time, just like how you eat the chicken chop. For example, instead of sitting down to complete your assignment within a day, you can just sit down and write for one paragraph. It's still too hard for you? Never mind, you can just practice 2 sentences per day. Doing something small for a short period of time is easier than trying to take on big projects all at once. Sometimes it's not only about the procrastination, but we also find some little distraction that often derail us from the work. For example, like we will check our phone quite regular or our email as well. So now I have this Pomodoro technique that can help me, so that I wish to share with you all too. The Pomodoro Technique was developed in the late 1980s by the university student named Francesco Cirillo. Here is the simplified version that I would like to share with you. First, you can decide on the task that you need to do. After that, you can set a timer for 25 minutes and focus on that task until the timer is ring. When your session ends, mark off 1 Pomodoro like you see in the slide. After that, you can enjoy a 5-minute break. You can enjoy it with a cup of coffee or just go walk around and so on. That's okay. After that, you can go for like 4 cycles, which means that 25 and 5 considered as 1 cycle. After 4 cycles, you can take a longer break, like 15 to 30 minutes. Of course, for a beginner, you may go for 2 cycles first. It's not for 4 cycles if you feel too hard. After that, when you pick up this habit, then you can further increase until 4 cycles. So if let's say there are unavoidable disruption, how about it? You can just take your 5-minute break and start again. Cirillo recommend that you can track your interaction, be it like internal or external sometimes. You can just reflect on how to avoid them in your next session. This rule applies even you do your task finish earlier than expected. You can use the rest of the time for overlearning. What means by overlearning? Overlearning means that you can repeat practice of a skill or study of the material to further strengthen your memory or performance. So I think that the time management and procrastination is like the brother and the sister. They are quite related to each other. So if let's say we can manage our time well, we can take control of our workload. As a result, we also may less inclined to this procrastinate and able to enjoy the healthy balance between the study and other activities. But of course, to have a more effective on time management, there are some gist which will be shared by my partner Jie Ying. Stay tuned.
Okay, so yes, like what Jaslene has mentioned, when people talking about the time management, automatically most of them will link to procrastination. This is what we usually will think about it. And this is actually an escape behavior, as it's very common because sometimes me myself also have this kind of issue when my assignment is a lot, my test is a lot. But what is important here are the motivation and also discipline. It is because they are closely related with each other. So if you have a good timetable or planning, but you have no motivation and discipline, then how was your work? Your work never be done, right? Never can be done. So, and most of the time, the motivation and the discipline are harder to maintain because you can have a better time management when you plan your schedule out. But when you have the schedule, you don't have your motivation. You are demotivated, you are down, and you are sad. Then you cannot start your work. So to maintain your motivation and be disciplined, you can try out the techniques that has been shared by Jaslene just now, this Pomodoro Technique. And yes, I can share some tips that I usually use to motivate myself when I'm having this kind of thinking. Okay, so let me next slide. Okay, yes. When you are demotivated, you can ask yourself, hi, motivation, where are you? Are you lost in the jungle or anything, right? Okay, so the first point is very important that we need to stop overthinking. Try to find some good or shining point from all the bad stuff. So for example, the bad stuff is the assignment is very hard. Oh no, the test is coming. Next week I have a lot of tests and assignment due date. Okay, try to find the shining point. Maybe you can change your mind oh, okay, the test is to test whether my progress is on track or not. Or the assignment, after I finish my assignment, means that I have complete one of the stuff. So will you feel relaxed after that? Yes, for someone, but the others will say, no. But actually what we emphasize is stop thinking the negative thing. We want the positive thoughts, okay? And then the next one will be start from the simple. So for me, I will identify which assignment is more interesting or easier so that I will start it first. When you are interested in that assignment, you have full motivation on it. You will try to Google every information and try to do it. But when you found that the assignment is very boring, then you're like, okay, I have no motivation to do it. But when you force yourself to do it, do you feel happy with that? No, right? So you try to do some interesting one first or the easier first before you go to the boring one. So when you go to the boring one, at least you have finished your interesting one, the easier one. So you can start from level 1, level 2, level 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, until you complete your level. Then the next one, keep good friends. So friends is very important. because those kind of positive and motivated people, right, they will give you energy. They will like, okay, let's do the assignment together. Let's discuss together. Instead of those like the negative one. Aya, assignment no need do lah. We wait until 2 days before or 1 week before we only do it. That kind is like, got the escape feeling. So we want to choose good friends on assignment. Okay, and then the next one is track the progress. So you need to make sure that you are on track. So you need to check it from time to time. Don't like, I just keep doing it and then until you lost the track. Then you cannot go stun already because you have proceeded too far away. So you need to track one by one. And the last one is the most important one, is know about yourself. You need to ask yourself, what is your most effective working pattern? I believe that every one of you have your own working pattern. Some they like to work with the friends, some they like to work alone. So choose your working style. I think you can try to recall back your previous experience when you're doing your homework during the secondary school. Maybe too far. Maybe we can think about last semester, how you finish your assignment. Then try to identify, write it down, how you finish it. What is the kind of the environment? And then from that, you take the good one and then keep it out. Okay? And that's all for the time management part.
Thank you, Ms. Jaslene. I'm sure the Pomodoro technique will help us, as most of us procrastinate always. Thank you so much, Ms. Jane. Do you think you can share how students can manage stress and their emotions in the online learning?
Well, talking about the stress and management and also the emotion management, right? They actually have the relationship with each other. So maybe now you can think about it. Do you guys realize that when you are stressed, your mood also becoming bad? Do you have this kind of feeling? So,
Yes.
or when your mood is bad, then your stress level also at the alarming level. It's kind of linked together. So when you tackle your stress, your mood also will be better. So when you tackle your emotion, then your stress level will be lower. So when, how to say, I can say that stress and emotion, they are sister and brother. They come together. And then, so whenever you stress, you can always remember that there are 4 A's for stress management. These are the 4 A's. Avoid, alter, adapt, and also accept. These 4 A's. So first, we can look into the avoid part. So you can avoid the unnecessary stress by learning how to say no. I believe that most of the time we will feel hard if we want to reject others' offer or question or something helping. And then but during that time you also have a lot of assignment to do. But you need to spend some time to help them to solve their problem. But on the same time, you also will feel that I'm very guilty with it. I'm very stressed. So for this one, you need to learn how to say no. And then you need to avoid the people who will stress you out. So some people, they may very toxic. Then they will just say something or do anything that can increase your stress level. I think that you can identify who is the friends and what is the stuff can increase your stress level when you really stressed with your assignment or your online distance learning. Okay, and then you need to take control of your environment. So identify the environment that are comfortable to you. So if the environment is like noisy and you're unable to concentrate on your online distance learning, so choose a better place, a quiet place, or you can put some music that is a soft music, stress releasing music. Then you can Google on YouTube and then there will be. So choose the music that you like, and then you can start your home assignment, start your study, start your revision. Okay, so you need to pare down your to-do list by eliminating the unnecessary work. So you list out everything that you need to do, and then you cross out all those like unnecessary one, because that is not important for now. You just focus on the most important one. But if you unable to avoid it, you die also cannot avoid the situation. So you need to change the situation. Okay, you need to express your feeling instead of you just keeping in your heart and then say, I can. You need to try to tell the others, I'm very stressed out. So you try to find the support from your friends, from your lecturers, or even the school counselor also can. When you express your feeling out, it actually will be relaxed a bit. It's compared to you just like keep inside your heart and then keep quiet. No one know until you say it out. Okay, and then you need to create the balanced schedule. It's something like work-life balance. Yes, for our student work is study. So your study and life must be balanced. For the life, you need to fulfill your like freedom, your fun, relaxation, and so on. Because the life, right, is actually will like, in other way, also, if you enjoy your life, you have a positive thinking. When you have a positive thinking, your study also will look like, oh, very nice. But if you have a negative thinking, bad life, then your study, when you look at it, I don't like it. This is how your mind trying to deliver the message to you. Okay. The third one will be adapt. So if you cannot change the stressor, never mind, we can change ourselves. So you can adjust your standard. So especially to those the perfectionists. So I believe like some of you very like, I want the quality. I want everything to be perfect. I want everything to be A. I cannot lower than A. But this actually will stress you out. Why not you change your mind? Like maybe you can think, if I lower the standard, will the quality change? If the quality didn't change, I still can maintain it. Why not I just lower my standard a bit? Don't put it like very high. Okay? The standard must be realistic and achievable. And then after that, you also need to practice gratitude. Reframe the problems. Look at the big picture. Don't focus on very small thing and you just like, I cannot settle this. You want to look at the big picture. Okay? So in simple word, we need to change the way we look to a more positive side. Like what I said just now. If you look the things very negative, then everything will be negative. If you look the things as a very positive one, everything will be positive and bright. So the last one will be accept. So you need to accept the things that you cannot change. If you really cannot change, you need to accept it. So when you accept it, you can like look for the upside when facing the major challenges. So look them as the opportunities for personal growth. Because the challenges, yes, I know it's very hard, but why not you just try to find some point, the very learning point, a small learning point, also a learning point. It actually will help you, like in the future when you face a similar situation, the learning point can help you to tackle the problem also. Why not we learn from that? And this is the shining point that you can get. Okay, so do not force yourself to control the uncontrollable, because many people will think that I want to control everything. Me, I want to control. Others, I want to control. Situation, I also want to control. I'm the king. I want to control everything. But in reality, right, what we can control one is ourselves, not others. You need to know about this. And then, of course, you need to share your feelings with your friends or lecturer or counselor, or just a person that you trusted on lah, so that you can be happier. Even the sad thing also can share. The happy thing also can share. Okay, so the next slide will be the very general one lah. The first one is get moving and relaxation. So get moving, it's not necessary you need to travel to other state or other country or anything. You can just like spend 15 minutes to go to the garden with your pets and have a relaxation like that. Or you can just spend some time to sit alone, watching drama, listen to the music, or do some hobbies. The next one will be time management. So the time management, some of them, they prefer like do out all the schedule. Some of them just like, okay, I'm very flexible. As long as I finish certain job this day, then I'm happy. So try to figure out which one you prefer for the time management. And then the third one is maintain a healthy lifestyle. When you say about maintain a healthy lifestyle, you need to think about exercise and also healthy diet. Yeah, don't skip your diet. If you skip your diet, do you have energy to focus on your study or your assignment? No, right? So you need to have a balanced diet and also exercise. They actually will help you to like motivate yourself. And then the last one will be connect to others. So the others can be your friends, your family, or your loved one. It's like you can just tell them your concern, your happy story, your sad story, and everything. So this is the summarization for stress and emotion management from me. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Jie Ying. I'm sure the 4 A's will be useful for us. Now, let us hear from Ms. Jaslene on her take as a certified hypnotherapist and an NLP practitioner.
Thank you, Monisha. All right. May I know like whoever heard about hypnosis or NLP, these kind of things? I'm not sure is it familiar with you all or not, but maybe I will explain a little bit in my slide later on. Well, NLP was perceived as another form of the self-hypnosis. The most important thing is NLP is your mind. But you believe that you can make a change. Once you believe that you will change, then all your practice will further support that belief, making it a stronger response than your fear or your stress. So, what is NLP? NLP actually comes from 3 words, which are called neuro, linguistic, programming. Neuro refer to our nervous system, which include our brain and also the nervous or the Asian and so on. This portion refer to how our body responds to our experiences. For example, you will run away or fight back when you see the dog barking at you because you have the bad experience with the dog. such as being bitten before. How you feel depends on how your nervous system process your experiences. The second one is the linguistic, which is L part. This refers to our language that we use. For example, the words, the gesture, or the posture, it can affect us. We can use different words to affect our nervous system in order to change. Like Jie Ying just now also mentioned, she said that positive thinking can lead to positive outcome, whereas negative thinking may lead to unpleasant one. So be careful with the word that we use. The last one is the P, which is programming. Just like computer, each of us run a specific program to produce our behavior. We can program our brain in responding to stress in a proactive and productive way, or you can also choose to run your program and carry out the result like out of control or destructive way. It depends on you and how you manipulated your brain. So by using the NLP, we can improve the way we respond to all events in our life by actually reprogramming ourselves to respond differently to various stimuli such as stress. So how would you distress yourself? You can comment in the chat box. I will see it later. Do you find it useful? If yes, that's great. Otherwise, here are some tips that might be helpful for you to managing your stress or emotion. First of all, like in NLP, we have one thing we call dissociation. Dissociation is one way to disconnect from any given emotion, including our stress. You can easily change the feeling of stress by imagining you are floating your awareness out of your body. Since I think most of you already heard our information for I think 30 minutes and more. So maybe you can let your brain have some exercise as well if you are comfortable with. So first, actually you can think of things that make you stressed or unpleasant, but not too high intensity, because if let's say later you cry and so on, I cannot console you at that moment. Just think about something that make you stressed only. So you can just close your eyes and take a deep breath. Okay, after that, you can imagine you are floating away from your body and you can see yourself in your mind eye. Now, imagine there are a plastic glass or a transparent glass wall in front of you. When you look through yourself in this glass wall, it can make you feel less intense and detach yourself from those negative feelings. Of course, you need to practice this for couples of time in order for your brain to get used to this new programming. At the beginning stage, you may feel a little bit awkward for the feeling because you are still not adapting to it. But as long as you practice a few times like this with this glass, you can slightly detach your emotion more and more so that you are not so emotional attached, and we can focus on our daily tasks, the tasks that we need to do. So if let's say you find this technique is challenging, you actually can try this way too. First of all, you can just close your eyes and take a deep breath like usual. After that, you can just scan through your body and detect the stress or the strong emotion that exists in your body. As you find it, you can give the stress or the emotion a color. It could be just a thought of words or a picture. Never mind, just give it a color. Any color will do, just give it. Just like for example, once before I detected I'm very upset, and then it's a blue color in me. But I'm not sure what color is in yours, but that's okay. You can just keep it to yourself. And now you can imagine that you are sitting there and notice that there is a dot on the top of your head. And it will grow and grow, become bigger like a helium balloon. So when it's bigger, it starts to float up into the sky, especially if the wind blows. So it goes up higher and higher, farther and farther away from you. Pretty soon, this dot just disappear at your eyesight and you can just let it go. You can practice this yourself over and over again until the stress or the emotion is getting better. Of course, we also need to train our brain how to think and let our brain try to adapt to this new programming. So next time, when you have some negative emotion or feeling overwhelmed, you maybe can try these few techniques to detach yourself from the emotion and continue to work on the things you need to focus. I found these few techniques is quite useful for me. For example, I overwhelmed with my study because currently we also have like practicum and also all the coursework are ongoing, which quite stressful sometimes. So that I also use this kind of technique to lessen my stress. I feel that more lightheaded after doing this for a few times. So I hope that these few techniques are able to help you all in some way. Pass the floor back to you, Cindy.
Thank you so much to both our speakers for sharing with us on how we should manage ourselves during this online learning. We truly believe that your talk today has given more insights and motivate all of us to manage to learn better in the new norm. Once again, thank you for being here and for the sharing. Appreciate it.
So much, Jaslene and Jie Ying. And thank you to Monisha and Cindy for being here. And thank you to all our students.